We have, first up, the far right of your screen from Poland, it's Arsen Kasabiju, an athlete who has been competing for just so very long internationally. Yauheni Tsikhantsou, competing for the independent nations. Then we have Yasser Salem from Egypt. Egypt was looking extremely good recently. Meso Hassona, the Olympic champion in the 96 kilo category, now, of course, a 102, a world champion. Liu Huanhua from China moved up from the 89s to the 96s and now finally the 102s. Artis Pesnieks of Latvia, one of the most well-known, respected athletes in the sport. He's been doing this for a long time now. One of two Armenians, Semil Gasparian. He's a European champion. He's a very, very dangerous athlete in this category. Ayman Toueri from Algeria. Next up, Garik Karapetyan, the junior world record holder in the snatch and clean and jerk. And then finally, the man who will take literally anything for his final attempt. It is Reza Dedar. It's absolutely stacked, Max. You know, we saw in the B session a 399 kilo total. I mean, that is equal to, that is the biggest total that we've seen in this category. I mean, you can't do this anymore, but his first ever international was the 2004 Olympic Games.
Wow.
Yeah. That's not a move you're allowed to pull off anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
And so 19 years later, here he is again. His 20th year of international competition.
He did medal in 2008, I believe, as well.
Yeah. He represented Georgia between 2004 and 2008. That's a great opening lift.
Nice snatch.
Yeah. Good pace, good speed under the bar.
Yeah, such an experienced athlete.
What a career. So he first competed internationally in the 2004 Olympics. Then he switched nationality to Georgia for the next 4 years, during which he won the Junior World Championships in 2005. He took a silver medal at the Olympic Games in 2008, as he said. You mentioned actually that did he take an attempt at 234?
I think he took, yeah, a massive jump for the gold, 234.
Also, that would have been a world record.
Yep.
So that was to beat Ilya.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't treat him well.
I bet, yeah.
It was very heavy. But yeah, a man who had the courage to go for it.
130 kilos from Liu Huanhua in the back room, 135 from Meso. We thought he was at 150, but it wasn't. He's now bumped up to 140. The weight on the bar, 168 for Yasser Salem. So Yasser has only competed twice internationally. He's pretty young, you know, born in 2002. He took a bronze last year at the Junior World Championships as a 96, and then this year at the African Championships he won. 168 he snatched there, which is what he's going to open up with here. He also clean and jerk 208. A pretty tall athlete.
Yeah, he could potentially move out of this class as he gets older.
Yeah.
Huge pull, but he did leave it forward.
Almost started standing a little too early on that one.
A bit of maybe inexperience showing there.
Right. Very excited to see Yauheni Tsikhantsou here. We haven't seen him compete in, well, actually, he was at the Grand Prix, but prior to that, we haven't seen him compete since the Olympic Games. He, I don't know if you remember, but famously won the 102 kilo category. He was a world champion in 2019 as a junior. He snatched 180 and he clean and jerked 218. Prior to that, he clean and jerked 222 kilos as a 96. When he's in shape, he's incredibly strong.
Yeah, Here's Plesniks. Plesnik's coming out for 169.
Well, having been a sort of a career 109 or 105 athlete, he's had the advantage of having lifted heavier weights than these other lifters in his career. He told us, though, that his best snatch this year is 170 kilos. He fractured his leg just before the European Championships. But everything now, he said, is fine, no injuries.
Very smooth opening lift.
Very comfortable.
Yeah, he's coming from a very storied school of training, of really just incredible accomplishments. You can even see his two coaches back there, Andruskovic, the head coach, and then Victor Sarbates following closely behind, a man who was an exceptionally strong super heavyweight, early 2000s. Sabiev out again, now 169.
Well, speaking of good coaches, we've got Zygmunt Smoltset on the other side of the platform, coaching this man now. 169.
Yeah, he likes to sit at the bottom for an extended period before he finally goes for it.
Wow.
Nice lift.
Snuck under that one.
Yeah, very solid. Yasser Salem, only 21 years old, just out of the junior ranks.
Meso Hassona has snatched 160 in the back room. 165 is loaded. Reza Dar, 167 he's made now. Tsikhantsou, 140. Unbelievably, Gasparian is still at 70 kilos. I think he means business with a heavy opening snatch here. 169 now for Yasser Salem. Exactly the same.
Yeah, same thing. Pull the bar around his knees off the floor. It didn't move towards him, and then as he finishes, it swings around.
Well, you know, Egypt has had such a good competition so far. They won a medal in one of the lighter sessions, and then yesterday, of course, took the gold in the 96s, and just an hour ago, took the gold in the 76s.
Yeah, they have a few younger lifters here as well. We saw, I believe in the 96s, they also had a younger lifter as well. He was also a little bit green. Wasn't the most consistent. Yasser's going to have to come back and make this to stay in the competition, though. Those first two obviously misses.
World Championships 2023 in New York, Saudi Arabia.
Is that 70? No, 65 there for Meso in the back room. Wow.
Looking very solid.
Looks much better than he looked in the training hall. You know, we mentioned that his clean and jerks were looking very strong in the training hall, but not his snatches. But that looks very nice. 165.
Meso snatching well makes him so dangerous.
Yeah. That's the one thing that the athletes have to be most nervous about. He's the one person who, in shape, can run away with this.
Yeah, his clean and jerk is just so strong.
So Yasser Salem needs this. He's missed his first two lifts at 168 and 169. It's his first senior World Championships.
Right off the floor. Watch for that bar to move towards him better. He's got to bring it in. That was the one. He fights to save it. He has to run forward, but looks like we will. Yep, he's on the board.
There we go. 3 white lights. Good stuff from the youngster. Yauheni Tsikhantsou in the back room with 150 kilos loaded. Seven athletes still yet to come out. 10 athletes in this field. It looks like it's going to be Meso Hassona opening up his first lift now, 170 kilos, which is, well, you know, we spoke just before this, Max, in between sessions, and we said he'll lift up at 170. It's just pretty customary for him now. The Olympic champion in the 96s.
Oh, very nice.
That is great.
This could be a very, very dangerous Meso Hassona today.
Well, he said to me he thinks 215 will win it. I said to him, I don't think it will, Meso. And actually, in the end, it turns out that it's not going to. Jang Yeon-hak far too strong in that B session. 182 snatch, 217 clean and jerk. But then he said, well, you know, maybe I'll just have a go at a world record clean and jerk too. So
yeah.
He's feeling confident, but then again, he's always feeling confident.
He's always got something fun to say.
He does.
You know? So, Ayman Touare, 170 from Algeria. Not someone we've seen a lot from.
No, very little. 170 is best this year in training. So it's a very heavy opener to be going for.
Yep, he even shows everyone kicked it forward there, right off his hips.
Yeah, that's risky. So he's going to likely retake this, and then Liu Huanhua is ready to come out. He's sat by the entrance to the platform waiting. But he now has a 2-minute clock, so he's going to have to wait just another minute than he thought. Tsikhantsou is at 150 kilos in the back room. And Max, he looks brutally strong, I would say. Liu Huanhua has decided to go back to his platform, recognizing that he's going to have to sit and wait a little bit longer. He doesn't want to wait there with the other athletes, so he returns to the platform. He'll be taking a 110 kilo power snatch in the back. Just a little something to stay warm. Gasparian still with that 178 kilo opener written in.
Yeah, that would be huge as a first attempt.
Monumental. Also, I'm sure there are people wondering, where is Lesman? Lesman Paredes of Bahrain, the former world champion, multiple-time world champion. He's still recovering from injury, so he only weighed in at this competition.
All right, here's Touare repeating his opener, 170. He just kicked it out in front on the first.
He does have a knee injury, he mentioned. Oh, it was so much better.
Big improvement, but not enough. Left it forward still. He points to his head this time. It was my mind.
No, he's getting closer, though, with every lift.
Well, him staying at 170 will bring out new athletes here. Arsen Kasabiev would be the lifter at 170. That's only a kilo bump from his second attempt. I imagine he's going to try to creep up more than that. Most likely he would be eyeing something over 387 to try and creep into the top 10. Yep. Kasabian moves up.
Garik Karapetyan is at 150 kilos. Gasparian at 120. Clearly, they are not planning on opening up until everybody else. But look at that. Yauheni Tsikhantsou, Max, 175 he still has written in on his opening attempt.
Wow.
He's a very strong clean and jerker, stronger than the two Armenians. So if he's in 175 territory for an opening snatch, it could be, it could be the biggest upset of the World Championships if we see the former Belarusian hit a winning total here. But they still have to beat the 399.
So Liu Huanhua now at 171 for his opener.
Well, he was actually set up, about to pull on a 110 kilo power snatch, and then ran to the platform. He didn't have time to take it. It's probably surprising to many that the most he's actually ever snatched is 176 kilos. So he told us.
Oh, very strong.
Yeah, for a moment there was a flicker of
maybe he was
losing
go
it behind.
Yeah,
but he
has got to be one of the most muscular athletes here.
Oh,
the upper body is just massive.
Yeah, he's becoming a bit of a fan favorite in the sport of weightlifting. You know, the new Chinese big thing. Incredibly muscular athlete. And, you know, for a long time, China's been looking for a heavier athlete.
Yeah.
You know, they used to have Yang Zhe, who held a world record, still does actually, in the snatch at 200 kilos in the 109s.
Yes.
He has since retired. And, you know, Tian Tao struggled to hit the 96 kilo category. He did it. He was able to win there, but he never liked it.
Yeah.
Finally, we have a man who looks like he can be a full 102 and remain pretty lean in doing so. So he has to make this.
Yeah, he took the 1 kilo jump to get a little bit more rest. First attempt was a technical mistake. Second attempt, he said, was all him.
I mean, he's opening up at, well, he has not made this weight all year in any capacity, competition or training. There's a lot of pressure to put on yourself.
Each one was closer, though.
You know, they're landing in a good place.
Yeah, he's landing in a good place, but his hips are moving forward under the bar,
right,
so he just has no way to stabilize it.
It's like he gets into that bottom position, but he doesn't actually have the mobility to be able to stay there.
Yeah.
Like you said, his hips are pushing forward in that catch.
Sabiev 172. This would be a pretty big lift for him.
Yeah, I mean, his opening attempt looked heavy. His second attempt was very maximal looking.
Heavier.
Yeah, this is heaviest. But can he make it?
He's going to sit there for a few seconds, really gather his thoughts, lock everything in before he pulls. Wow.
Oh, it was a great attempt.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't get any closer than that.
If that elbow hadn't buckled, it was actually just a slightly wonky bar. You know, when he pulled it, it was slightly down on one side. The higher side was a make, the lower side, not quite.
So Reza Dadar here, 173.
Yep. From what we hear, he's basically been sat there with a towel covering his head for a while. Just getting himself in the mood. Looks like 160 was on the bar there for Tsikhantsou.
Yeah, Tsikhantsou may have gone down and going to work his way back up.
Here he comes, Reza Dadar. Very strong athlete. He's made 179 in training. Oh, yeah.
Very strong. That technique not as sharp as some of the other lifters, but that bar falls out in front of him a little bit and he jumps forward, but that's just the way he does it.
It's the way he does it. Yeah. 179, 220 he's made this year, which equals the winning total from that B session. I mean, that B session total from
it's just enormous.
Jang Yeon-hak is enormous. You know, it could you know, it could very much prove to be the winning total. It's very possible that nobody here can hit that.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of these big totals from the B and C sessions holding up very well up until maybe the last lift.
Arters now. This will be 3 kilos more than he's made during training in the build-up to this World Championships.
$173. Oh, a little adjustment in the bottom.
It's good.
Gives
he actually pulls forward off the floor, but then he reins it back in.
He knows he saved it. He gave a little coy smile to everybody there in the crowd.
So some interesting sort of backroom work right now. After his opener, Meso dropped down to 70, which he's just from hitting. Here he is now, coming out 174. Liu Huanhua hit a 110 snatch double, then he went up to 130.
Every kilo Meso adds to his snatch here really just makes his job much easier in the clean and jerk.
Yeah.
This 174 would be very big for him. Yeah, he gets behind the bar a little bit, and it just falls forward on him.
So interestingly, Garik Karapetyan's at 170. Samuel Gasparian, who was one of the most intense, fierce competitors out there, so intense in the training hall as well, he just cannot be coached. His coach said 150, and Gasparian stared at him and, you know, loaded it and then grabbed some 1.5s and decided he was going to do 153 instead.
Well, Meso is going to be the lifter again here at 174.
Yeah, he's just going to wait.
He's
bumping it up.
Clock, yeah.
75?
Yeah. Most likely he'll go 75. That would bring out Tsikhantsou.
Well, you know, he won't feel the difference there really in the weight, but it keeps him in the running. It buys him some more time. So Yauheni now. We haven't seen him competing since the Olympic Games properly. $400 kilos he's made before. I believe it was 178, 222.
Big 175 opener. Wow. So much power.
Yeah. Well, that's always been his style. You know, he picks up his feet and slams them. Even in the clean, when he's going for a 220, yeah, his feet come so far off the platform and slam back down. You know, he launches himself, him and the bar with him.
So 75 stays on for Karapetyan here.
I think he'll take this. He made the 170 in the back room.
Yeah, this would be a smart move.
I haven't seen him make this from the floor in training since he's been here, but he did hit this for a hang snatch.
Yeah, we did see him do quite a bit of hang snatching, actually. Seemed like a lot of the Armenian team was in the training hall.
Big opening attempt now. Oh, he's had to rock round to save it.
What a save, though.
Well, we've seen him do this before where he gets so... It's actually akin to Antonio Krastev's sort of rounding of the back in the catch to, you know, artificially minimize how long his torso is.
Yeah, you can get a little bit more depth in the bottom if you kind of let your torso collapse. It works in the snatch, but not so effective on the clean.
Well, here's a first. There's actually music being played in the back room. We see it in the training hall, but it's Arturs Plesniaks is playing some J. Cole
Interesting.
Yeah, which I have not seen done before in the back room.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that being done. Liu Huanhua now 176.
Yeah, I don't think I picked Plesniaks for a J. Cole kind of guy. Or a Mumford & Sons man. So this is massive. 176. This will equal the most he's ever made.
Look
He's
at that
smiling
smile.
to himself. He's a happy man for some reason. Maybe he just feels confident.
That's where he gets the nickname Giga Chad.
Yeah.
That smirk.
I think it's also the muscle mass on his body.
Could be that as well. Adds to the effect.
He waits for the buzzer. This is a monumental lift for him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's the one.
He could go over 180 here.
Oh, he's in shape.
Very big lift.
Yeah. I think he might take 180. I think it's got to be right around what he goes for. You know, interestingly, he actually had an injury, sort of a lower back injury he mentioned. So training's been tough, but still. That was just 2 months after the Asian Championships, and he wasn't able to train properly since. So the fact that he's just done that
a huge
has to be alarming for the rest of the competitors.
There comes Meso for 176 as well.
173 in the back room for Gasparian. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That looked dangerous.
Everyone better gear up for a fight here.
Yeah.
176 for Meso. Left the last one forward. Didn't turn it over all the way.
Oh, that one was left out even more than the other.
Looked a bit heavier too.
That's not a great place for him because there are strong clean jerkers here. There are athletes who can make 220. Liu Huanhua told us that he'd made 221 in training.
So now, the final opening attempt. Samuel Gasparian here, 178. This is huge.
How is this an opener?
It's just
how.
This is massive.
What makes it more amazing is that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 11 attempts remaining, and we're at 178. I mean, this happened at the Asian Championships. We saw every athlete, you know, it was 179, 180, 181, 182. And we're seeing that play out again, perhaps even more impressively at the World Championships.
Huge attempt for Gasparian.
Absolutely massive.
178 opener. Wow.
Oh, he's not messing around. He's here to take over this 102 category.
That was incredible. So now we have quite a battle here.
Plesniaks has withdrawn his third attempt. I think that 173 felt like enough for him.
Yep.
Well, you know, Samuel Gasparian has a lot to do because he has to overtake the other Armenian, Garik Karapetyan, who currently holds the world ranking. The Olympic slot, he's fourth in the world with 392.
Yeah,
so Samuel needs at least 393, but I don't think he wants that. I think he wants 400.
Yeah.
Because he needs to beat Jang Yeon-hak. Now, I'm not quite sure what happened there on the platform.
I think there was maybe some debris on the platform. They were looking for something. Well, 179 now, just a kilo up. Reza Dadar. It's a 4. No, this is a 6 kilo jump.
Wow.
For Dadar.
Well, it's going to be a personal best as well. He made 177 at the World Championships last year.
This is a massive attempt.
2 kilo record.
You know, his snatch and his clean, they're not the most pretty technique.
Oh, but I love it.
He absolutely gets after them.
Just love the way he lifts. So aggressive. It's unconventional. The hop forward, the internal rotation. Oh, wow. Just loses it.
Yeah. No fear at all. He went for that lift.
Well, he looked strong enough to make it.
Yeah.
To some degree, he just threw himself through it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure he was ever quite there, but it's not far.
179 is going to stay on the bar. That would bring out Tsikhantsou.
What's Karapetyan snatching? He's put a 182. He's put a 7-kilo jump.
I mean, he's calling for some big weights here.
Well, he wants that because it would be a 1 kilo. Well, it would be a new junior world record. It would be his own one to beat. And Gasparyan opened at 178. He looks like he's made 190 in training.
Yeah, he's
at that kind of level.
So strong. Yauheni Tsikhantsou, 179. This puts him in the lead.
Huge lift for him. Oh, he's so powerful. It's absolutely insane.
Incredible strength.
Gosh, I think he just mean-mugged the central referee there as he ran the bar and saved it.
I mean,
have you ever seen anyone get more airborne on a snatch at that kind of weight?
Just wild strength he has. You know, he had to run forward, but it was as if the bar didn't have any effect on him.
It's like he's so powerful that he can lift anything if he can just control where he puts it.
Yeah, incredible lift.
All right, this 102 session is heating up right now.
So 180, well, 179 here, last attempt for Dadar. But then we're into the 180 range.
Yeah. We have two athletes, both of them Armenian with 183 written in. And Liu Huanhua has 180. Tsikhantsou, 180 right now, but that will change. That's just his automatic increase.
Dadar.
Massive attempt for Dadar.
Big swing on the last one. It threw him forward. The bar went behind.
Oh,
much better attempt, but maybe he dialed it back a little too much there, left it forward.
Well, you know, it's classic Iran. Well, it is classic Iran, but it's also classic Reza Dadar to make a 6-kilo jump.
Yeah.
You know, one of these days, and then he'll take the final attempt in the clean and jerk, and you know, sometimes it's too much, sometimes it isn't. But one of these days, I'd like him to take a 175 or a 176 second attempt, make his life a little easier in the clean and jerks.
Yeah, build a little more of that total.
Liu Huanhua out.
180, huge snatch we're seeing here.
Well, this is the most weight that this man's ever snatched. You know, when you think about it like that, an athlete at this level attempting a 4-kilo personal best. And considering the shape of these other athletes, he might need to make this if he wants to have a shot at the win. Although 176, still a great position to be in.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That
might have been nicer than the others.
What a snatch.
What a moment.
You know, amazingly, though, that only puts him in second right now in the snatch. 182 was from the B session.
Yeah.
It's wild how competitive this session has become.
And there's 5 attempts remaining. I mean, if we have the two Armenians at 183, if they make that, what do they then take?
Yeah, those are their
85,
seconds.
86? Of course, no one's yet hit the world standard of 191.
Yeah, that's...
but, you know, maybe at some point before the Olympics they will. This will be, of course, for Karapetyan, a junior world record. He currently has it at 181, so this will be a 2-kilo record, which is absolutely enormous to be taking on a second attempt. Got these Armenians, they're not messing around.
Yeah, they have such a deep history of exceptional lifting.
And if he is successful at this, just watch as he, in the catch with the bar overhead, his back rounds, it flexes in the, I guess, traditionally wrong way, but it works for him.
Yeah, he rolls that bar back as well. He might expect to have to run forward on this one. Looked heavy. That looked...
It did look heavy.
Heavy, but he also mistimed it potentially, so it was a big jump. 8-kilo jump there. So if there is anyone that has the best shot at surpassing that 182 from the B session, it's this man right here, Samuel Gasparyan.
Yeah. Well, 3 athletes still have a shot at that. They all want it. That's why they're choosing it. because it beats the 182 from that B session. Gasparyan's best ever snatch, I believe, is 178.
His opening lift.
Yeah.
This would be a massive lift for him. 5 kilos up. 5 kilo personal record as well.
He's got that wide stance, wide grip as well.
Oh, he was so close.
Yeah, he gets so deep under that bar. You can't believe that he missed it.
So the last 3 attempts now, all at 183.
Yeah. So he will go for this record again.
You know,
Karapetyan.
Tsikhantsou here could be the man. He's just wildly strong.
Well, Tsikhantsou's going to have to roll the bar back.
Yeah, he's going to need a runway for sure on this one.
You know, if I was that central referee, I would have, at the very least, I'd have planted my feet in such a way that I could move quickly if I needed to.
You know, it's a question almost not of does he have the strength, but can he save this after he catches it?
Yeah.
He's just so strong.
It's going over his head. Personal best in competition for him.
Wow, wow. He's holding it.
Oh, my
what
word.
an incredible lift. 183 for Tsikhantsou.
Oh,
that puts him in the lead in the snatch right now,
yeah.
all out.
Goodness me, good grief.
I think you could have put 190 on it. Might have been the same way.
Yeah.
He would have needed twice the length of the platform, but
right.
He is so strong.
So Garik Karapetyan is also going to take that 183 to try and beat his own junior world record.
Yeah, this lift means a little more for him than everyone else because he would get the record.
Well, he's only ever placed first or second in an international competition. Most of the time it's been a first. He's a junior world champion, 2-time. He's the European senior champion.
Wow.
How did he...
He was so much better. That second attempt, he just mistimed it because that one was flawless. I mean, he was patient right to the hip.
That was
huge pull.
I almost felt convinced as he pulled that the weight had been lowered. Accidentally, the 2.5s had come off or something because it didn't look like the same lift. Wow. From the moment it came off the ground, it was a different lift.
What an incredible lift.
It was easier than his opener.
Yeah. He hit that absolutely perfect.
Wow. 2 athletes at 183. I mean, it was about time because this isn't an Olympic category, but it's taken the longest of all of the new Olympic categories to really, you know, kind of stack up properly and fill with the talent. It takes a while for a 96 to reach 102, and for the 109s, it takes even longer to get down to 102.
This is a huge attempt. Gasparyan's bumped to 184 for the all-out win in the snatch.
He needs the gold.
If he makes this, he takes the lead. He's going to be gold in the snatch. Oh, it was just closer than the last. He just couldn't hold it.
So he's going to end with, is it 178?
Yeah. He's down a ways.
So that's the snatches. Max, this, I was excited about the 102s. I think we all were.
Yeah.
But it's actually become an even more exciting battle than we could have thought.